I'm curious if this can be a replacement for this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. This is the Insta360 Go 2. Apparently there was a Go 1. I never had that. And this is my GoPro Hero 10 Black. This is a great little action camera, and this suggests it is a very good action camera, and yet it is very small. So I'm kind of wondering if this can do the job of this and be much smaller, so it might be easier to carry around, as well as collect covert action shots. So first of all, this is what we get in the box. This is just the basic kit. I noticed that when you order this, there are some listings that have a lot of accessories with it. I tell you what, I definitely like the way they mount that, and right out of the gate, this thing is much smaller than my GoPro. I mean, it's thinner. It's maybe just a little taller when they sit side by side, but it's much thinner. Obviously, it's much more narrow. So it's like, I don't know, a fifth of the GoPro, which is pretty exciting. And looks like the camera lens might be similar sized. So what it's also really cool is you can see how that's installed there. It's not tied down. There is a magnet. I think there's a magnet on the back of this. And so there is actually a lanyard you can wear around your neck. And that's what I'm really curious about, is if I can get some action shots, just turn this on, clip it on, and obviously it's going to be much more subtle than wearing this thing around, and hopefully get some usable shots. A lot of times I'm trying to show you stuff as I'm kind of working on something, or as I'm going through the car, or as I'm going through a buffet, and having something like this is just so much more obvious than having something like this. Now, it's a kind of a plastic housing. You can see the little lens peeking up right there. I think this is a recording light. And then on the back, looks like we have a little charging connector right there. And then I assume this little hole up here is a microphone. So we will test all of that out. It's actually very Apple-esque in its packaging here. So if I pull this all open here, you can see this is where I guess we have that lanyard. It says, wear the pendant under your shirt with the dotted outline facing forward. And so it's got this little cover here. And I think that's the dotted outline. You can see how that clips on there. All right. And what I will tell you is that it centers itself that way, but if you're wearing this upside down for some reason, it's a little off center. So that's pretty nice. There are some indexing magnets or something in there. And then we have a loop. It's kind of like these expandable eyeglasses. Let's see if we can get around my giant head. All right, cool. Now, this would obviously be underneath my clothes if I wanted to do some really covert work, but go ahead and fire this bad boy up, and then I could clip it right there, and my shirt would keep it in place. And then I could show you what I'm doing. All right, so pretty cool. Instruction card, how you can use it, quick start guide, which is probably what I'll spend some time with. And what's in here is really cool. So this case is really intriguing to me. I want to show you what else we get here. Charging cable, USB to USB-C, as you might expect. We also get this little mount, so the camera will mount in here, and that's a magnet too. That's cool. It actually won't go in the wrong way. It's kind of rejecting it, but now it's going in there, and you can see here that this swivels. There are little detents, so it'll hold its position. It's not just friction. And then we get a little clamp right here, but it seems very strong. So what you can do is you can clip this onto the bill of your hat, onto a strap of your backpack, something like that. I've seen people use this on the top of their hat, and that would make a lot of sense, especially if you're trying to get a first-person perspective, working on a car, doing repairs, instructional videos. Really cool. And then to get it out, you can just pull that out. And then, before we get to the case here, I want to pull this out, because this looks like another case, a little lanyard on it. And what's cool about this is that it's on this little gimbal, so I can put it in there. Again, magnetic, so it won't fall out. And then it looks like we have sticky tape here, so I could mount this to a wall, to glass, to something like that. And then you can slide it back in here so that you don't screw up that little double-sided tape. So that's pretty cool. Now this case is really cool. It's very small. It looks like an Apple AirPods case. The case opens up like this. Now what's cool is you can see where the charging connector is, and I can put this in there and now use this. Ooh, and the light is showing that it's charging, because down here we have a battery as well as a little control panel. You can see it says connecting, and then a recording button. So I can use this like a little handheld selfie stick, which is really cool. But then on the back here, we also get these little legs that flare out. Kind of looks like Eve from WALL-E. And then you can sit this on your table so that you have a built-in tripod in the charging case itself. That is pretty clever. Definitely smart. Although I guess my GoPro will just sit on its own. It doesn't need a tripod. And I tell you what, when I close this up, this is still smaller than my GoPro in pretty much every dimension. So, and then on the bottom we have a 1/4-inch screw mount there for tripods, as well as the USB-C charging port right there. It says press to connect, connecting, and it looks like it connected there. Now, I have noticed that I can get through the different modes here and set it so that I can get to video, time-lapse, photo, those types of things. And actually, if I go to video and hit record, looks like it starts recording, right? And it's starting to count time, and you can see the little white light up there flashing, so that is your recording indicator. Now, my assumption is there must be an app or something I can download as well. That might be an easier way to configure your settings. So I'm going to look at that now, and then we will try filming with this and find out if this on this is better than this. All right, I'm outside here, and I've got my chest rig on with my GoPro Hero 10, and I've got the little magnetic lanyard underneath my shirt here, so you can see how it goes on just like this. Now, as I was putting on this thing, this is kind of a faff to put on, man. I mean, you gotta kind of contort yourself to get into this rig, and then you've got to attach this, and then if you want to start recording, I've got to turn it on here and record. Now, putting all that on is not that easy. It's going to mean you're going to miss that special moment if you're trying to record something important really quickly. And it's also not very subtle. So if you are on the slopes or hiking or something like that, everyone is going to know. If you are trying to record yourself eating at the buffet in the lounge, everyone's going to know. This is certainly much more subtle. What I also like about this is that it's stabilized. If I turn it, it always seems to keep the horizon nice and level. I didn't have to do anything in the settings. The one thing I will say about this so far is that it will angle based on your chest. So if I want it kind of straight up and down, I've got to put it as low as possible. But as I ride up here, it's kind of angled up more, looking up. That's kind of what I've seen in my early test footage. The nice thing about the GoPro here is that I can angle it up or down. I can just kind of lighten this up and have it angle down or up. I'm going to try to put it straight forward here, just like that. I can't really do anything about the angle with the Insta360 here, but what I'm going to do now is just kind of take a jog around my yard here and compare the footage between the two. So let's get to it. So it's probably pretty obvious the GoPro does a great job of stabilizing. One of the things that I noticed with the Go 2 is that the back and forth motion as my torso was twisting back and forth really gets caught on the camera. I didn't really have as much problem with the up and down shakes, but that back and forth. Now that might be just because it was off center and getting more movement than the GoPro, which was very centered, but it was pretty obvious as I was kind of running around. As you start walking around, it's much less obvious. I also thought the colors were a little bit better with the GoPro. These are all just raw footage, so I think you could do some color grading after the fact if you really wanted to. They both have horizon leveling, which is what I'm testing right here. So let me show you that in more detail. All right, now what I also want to show you here is that I'm going to film and I'm going to lean this way and this way and this way and this way because I want to demonstrate what you'll see in the shot. All right, so I've got the Go 2 here in my hand, and what I love about this actual little case here is that it kind of works like a selfie stick, so I can just hold it in front of me, and it's kind of comfortable, and because I can angle that top piece, I don't have to contort my hand in a strange way. Now, one of the things that I'm trying to do here is, one, just see how good this looks. The lack of a screen on the front means that all I can do is really point the camera in my face, and I don't really know if my head is at the top of the frame, middle, or the bottom, or anything like that. So I'm just kind of looking straight into it. You know, it's a drawback of not being able to see a preview of the shot. The other thing I will say here is that there's only one microphone on this thing, and it's at the very top, which I guess is meant so that it picks up sound whether you're speaking to the front or talking from the back. And the problem with that is, one, it's obviously not going to pick up stereo sound, but two, it's probably not going to pick up a lot of sound. And so I am hoping that you will be able to judge the quality of the audio on this by this little sample. Now, I will also say that there is a hole in the case so that the microphone is unobstructed when it's in this little tiny case, but any additional little plastic around there is probably going to interfere with that microphone a little bit more. Now, I've got some cross traffic here, and I'm assuming that you can hear those cars coming around because there's no directional microphone. There's also no way that I found to have an auxiliary microphone, and hopefully you can judge whether you like the audio quality. Now I'm walking into the sun here, so the lighting probably is a little better. Now what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to exaggerate, but I'm going to swivel my hand back and forth, because one of the things that's really interesting about this is that it should do a lot of horizon leveling. So you can see here, that's horizontal to the right, horizontal to the left, right, left. So it's really nice, because if you're moving around, and my hand is bouncing here as I'm walking a little bit, but it's almost better, I think, than the Osmo Pocket 2. Now, I want to see how this camera does for filming things as if you were filming like instructional videos. So let's check that out. All right, I'm actually standing in front of my car here. I've got the hood open here because I actually want to film something as if I were demoing, like working on an engine. So I know a lot of people might want to use this, clip it to the brim of your hat or your shirt, and use this for making instructional videos, whether it's unboxing for YouTube or for people that are doing like HVAC repair, car repair, home repair, those types of things. I think this could be really useful for that. So because I have it set up here and we're facing forward, now I just want to kind of angle it down here and show you, I can't see anything in the preview here, but here's the coolant bottle, the battery, the engine itself. I could pull this stick out and make sure that my oil level is right, air box, all of that stuff. High pressure line for the air conditioner, brake fluid. So if I were filming an instructional video and had this attached to my hat or my shirt, hopefully that this would look pretty good. Now, the other thing I want to do here is, even though I've got the camera angled down, so I've got it kind of at a 45-degree angle here, I also want to twist it here. So I am going to use my hand to show you how I'm twisting it, and you can decide if that horizon leveling works while it's angled down too. So I'm twisting it, got it twisted at the same angle of my hand here, just twisting it back and forth, because especially if you have a clip to yourself, you may be twisting your body around here, kind of moving around, and hopefully, even though it's angled down, it's still keeping that horizon level. So again, twist, 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 and now you can be the judge of how you like that stabilization. All right, so one of the things that I really love about this app is, here I've shot some videos, and I'm going to go to my outro video here and just tap on here to pause it. But what I love about this is it basically has recorded this raw video file, and now I can manipulate it. So what I can do here is I can actually tap on this 16:9, and if I want it 9:16 for TikTok or something like that, I can do that, or change it to square for Instagram. So I'm going to go back to 16:9. But what I want to show you here is, even though I have it set here in this narrow range for the video that I am producing right now, what you can do is actually tap on this and go to the different angles. So if I go to a wide angle, you can see all the way around the edge, and you get a little bit of fisheyeing, that curvature on the edges there. But if I tap on action versus the wide angle, I'm getting more of the top. So, if you are skiing and you want more of the panorama around you, this is getting in more of the shot, but it's kind of squishing it in the middle. And then if I go linear, what this does is it really makes it look like it's vertical, like everything is straight up and down. It's kind of getting rid of that fisheye effect, the curvature on the side, but it's still capturing a pretty wide field of view. But like I said, here for the purposes of my video, I am just going to use this narrow, because this actually looks like a regular camera setup. So I really like the fact that you can change those. You can obviously trim here. You can do some trimming, jump cuts, snapshots. You can do filters and all sorts of other stuff. A lot of stuff that I don't need. The only thing that probably you might use here, to me, is some of these adjustments, like the color temp and things like that, if you wanted to adjust those. I think for the most part, these look all right. Now, I will say that when I am exporting here, I actually will go up here to export, and I love the fact that I have it set on custom, and I've kind of raised all the levels here, frame rate, bit rate, resolution. But what I usually do here is I select Color Plus. Now, one of the things that I will mention is that when you export a video file, it goes reasonably quickly, transfers it to your phone, but when you turn on Color Plus, it makes it much slower. So I think it is changing the colors, and I don't know exactly what it advertises Color Plus as, but I would call it more of a brightening HDR. So it just looks to me like the darks are a little brighter and the brights aren't quite as bright. So I think it's doing a little bit of a high dynamic range just to make it a little bit more viewable and more pleasant to the eye. But I always seem to do that. And then when you do hit export here, what it'll do is it'll give you a little thumbnail and then start a little clockwise countdown ribbon for the export. So it's actually really user-friendly, and it's actually maybe the most user-friendly of any of the action camera interfaces I've used. All right, so here are my final thoughts about this Insta360 Go 2 action camera. I actually really like it. Now that I've been playing around with it a little bit more, one of the things that I thought is that it has some deficiencies over things like the GoPro. It didn't seem like the image quality or color or the resolution was quite as good. But I think this thing has a lot of things going for it that make it actually the perfect action camera for most people. So first of all, it's really small and you don't have to buy a lot of accessories. In fact, I'm using the camera right now in its case, set up like a tripod, so you could use it vlogging, although I think you're going to probably get in a really wide field of view here. The other thing that I really like is the app is actually pretty clever. So it's actually easier than any of the other apps for any other action camera I've ever used to transfer the videos to your phone. And that's really where most of us want to use them. So I really actually don't like watching the playback on a GoPro or other action cameras because the screen is really small. And when I download it to my phone, I can do some color adjustments. I can edit it there. I can share it with other people. I can trim it. So I think it makes a lot of sense to just transfer them to your phone and do all of your manipulation there. And so this app makes it actually really easy to do. The other thing I like about this is, as far as I can tell, I haven't had to do anything to put that horizon leveling in. So on some of the action cameras like the GoPro, you actually have to pick one of the settings to do horizon leveling, and I think it will level up to about 30 or 40 degrees. It won't stabilize and level beyond that. And so you actually have to do a lens mod if you want to do the whole 360 thing, and this one allows you to do it. On top of that, because of its small form factor, I can open up the case and use it like an Osmo Pocket. The GoPro doesn't have that, no built-in handle. Most people will get like a selfie stick, but otherwise you'd have to hold it like this. So it's got that selfie stick. I can use it to do some training or instructional videos by just turning it around and holding it like a camera. I can clip it to my shirt. I've actually done a mod to the pendant, which I really like, which I'll show you in another video. But the fact that I can clip it on there, on my hat, maybe do some instructional videos, something like that for work, and I don't have to worry about how the camera is oriented, makes it really nice to use. So I like the simplicity of it. I like the form factor. I thought maybe the coloration of the videos would be an issue to me, but I realized you can go back and you can do color grading and color alterations either in software or on your phone. So I think the fact that it doesn't look as true to the colors as some of the other cameras isn't really that big of a deal. So anyway, I really like this. Is it a replacement for my GoPro? I've been thinking about this, and I kind of think it is. Because when I take my GoPro places, I take it in a really big case with the accessories, with the chest rig, with the head rig. But with this one, I can put the Go 2 in the case, fits in my pocket, I can put it in there with my pendant, and between those two things, I really have as much capability, and it's actually much more convenient to pull out and start recording videos. So if you are someone who is in the 95% of America that doesn't want to fiddle around with moving SD cards around or trying to figure out the interface on a GoPro or something like that, and you just want to get those action shots of your life, I think this is a great way to do it. Now, if you're in the 10% that's a creator, you take shooting really seriously, those types of things, yeah, I don't think you can beat some of the high-end purpose-built action cameras. But for most of us, including myself, I think that this one is really good. I'm going to use it to record trips and hikes and tours of hotels and walk-arounds of cars and POV shots of reviewing products and all sorts of stuff. I think this one is really maybe the best balance of them all. So if recording those fun action moments of your life is going to make you a little happier, I'll put a link to this in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper. We can live better than ever thanks to Peter. Peter Von Panda. Peter Von Panda.
In the charging case